roof itself. Hello, Richard Keogh here. I'm here to talk about the new solar mounting system that we've designed from Morco to go on your trailer. It will not require any screws or bolts through the roof itself. Today we're going to install a solar panel, a flexible solar panel, hypothetically on the roof of a travel trailer or motorhome. We recommend the flexible type because we don't have the same shape on every roof, and these are perfect for bending and flexing up to 30 degrees. Most of these solar panels come with 6 eyelets in them, and we will use those eyelets to install the bolts that will hold the panel down to the roof, and those will be attached with no screws or anchors. And now we'll get started. Place the panel, the wire end, toward the rear of the vehicle. So you're going to be coming off the rear of the vehicle with your wires for your solar going into your vehicle. On the front edge will be the leading edge where the wind will catch it, and we'll be holding that down with some tape, and I'll show you that later. But first I'm going to tell you that there's 4 knobs that will be holding these things on. We put these knobs on and assemble them in the fashion that you'll see in the diagrams, and then we will stick them to the we'll peel the backing off of these little posts. This one got some backing on it right now, and we will peel this backing off on each one, and then we'll place the panel where we want it to be, and then we'll stick them down. The whole panel will be stuck down. Then we will remove these knobs, and we'll be able to pull the panel right up off, leaving the bolts right where they were. As you can see, it's right where it was, and it's stuck with a little glue spot that we put on there. I have here a pre-cut square of a Turnabond, and we will pull off the backing for the Turnabond. And aligning this straight along the lines of the bolt holes on your panel, place this down over the post, pressing it down till it bottoms out. Now, that having been done, take your roller and roll it out in all directions till you get as much of the air bubbles out as you can. Press down if you can with your fingers around the closer edge. Now that Turnabond is stuck on there very well. When I place this back on here, on all 6 of them, and I tighten this back down, tighten the knob back down onto it, if I can get it on to start there. Okay. Tighten this back down on. That's not going anywhere. That's going to be there for a long time. Now when you do need to get it out, all you've got to do is take a putty knife and get under the edge of it and scrape it. Being careful not to gouge anything. Get it up, and you can use your Goo Gone. We provided a tube of Goo Gone in the kit to clean up any dirt or any glue or whatever, having it wipes it right off real easily. If you want to take this off too, you can use it for the same purpose. Now my panel, let's say my panel is died for some reason. It didn't like the sun or whatever. Now you know we've kept this above the level of the surface of the roof by putting a nut on top of the large head bolts, which keeps our panel like a 1/4 of an inch off the surface of the top of the building, or the top of the trailer or whatever, and that will keep the air, allow the air to flow underneath, keeping this cool. Okay, now that we have our panel nicely mounted, let's see about that leading edge we talked about to deflect the air coming across the roof. First thing you want to do, and before you make a decision to do one panel, you might decide you want to do two. There's enough equipment in the kit to do two panels. We actually have 9 bolts in the kit. That's enough, and 9 knobs, and enough to do two panels. And here's how you do it. First thing we'll do is we'll remove this one, this knob, and we'll place the other panel over all 3 bolts. I can get it from this far away. Let me go on the other side and get that. Let's see. There we go. That's close enough. Okay. As you can see now, you should have just enough tape to go from end to end. And what you want to do then is to cut a notch right here, mark where this bolt is, and cut a notch right there. Now, if you're only using one panel, you'll want to do the same thing here. You'll want to cut a notch for each. One for this one, and one for this one. That's if you're only doing one panel. If you're doing the 2 panels, you just need the one in the middle, because this comes right in even here. Now there are different size panels you're going to run into, and then you'll have to make up your mind on how much of this tape you want to use. But right here, if we cut into that, and we can slide this up further on there. Don't worry about missing a 1/4 of an inch or so of this leading edge. It's not going to make that much difference in your power. But what you want to do is peel the backing off this tape at that point, after you slid it past this knob here, and then slide it past, peel the backing off the tape, and roll it on down just like we did with this post and all the other posts. So this is with one. Now with one panel, simpler. With one panel, like I said, you can actually make 2 notches. Cut here and cut here. You get a little more surface for tape to be on the board. Then you can put your post back down on. After it's rolled out, I'm not going to do that on here because it's going to make a mess of this table, and it's pretty well understandable, I think, what you have to do. So I'm going to leave it at that. But that will keep your air flowing smoothly, create an airfoil there for you. So air won't get under and lift this up on your trip when you're going 70 miles an hour or whatever.